Oh yeah.
All right.
Take it easy. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Whatever comes naturally,
One
man.
more time. You seen those videos of those guys on TikTok that just like run around just like singing these random fucking lyrics and shit?
No, I don't watch TikTok, man. I'm a Reddit guy as of recent. Not a Reddit guy as of recent, but I've been on Reddit a lot more recently. Uh, TikTok. I don't know, something about TikTok. I just every time I'm on it, I'm like, I need to get off of this.
I get trapped. I
Yeah.
scroll and you can get sucked in for hours and
That's
hours, and I'm like, I need to just get off of social media.
I just be on Instagram Reels, but
Yeah,
like
reels
the
and TikTok videos.
the thing is I shouldn't even be on Reels either because like if I like Reels, like I already know that like I mean I it usually doesn't matter, but if someone sees you like something and like I'll be watching some really like
It's strange.
really strange, funny stuff that most other people be like, "What is going on?" And yeah, I think I should probably stop watching as many reels and liking them because I would hate for somebody to be like, what about this video you liked right here? What what is this? You so you like this?" No, but yeah.
Instagram's interesting with like, thanks, bro.
Thanks, sir.
Fucking tapping into like I feel like it's a really good social network. I feel like especially just because you see like who you have mutuals with, and that's how you can get tapped in with certain people just
Yeah.
from seeing. Oh, they know this
Yeah.
many people that I know as well. And they might just follow me with that.
Yeah. Instagram's been a interesting challenge to try to overcome.
What way?
Yeah, I mean, every single day, just because, like, you know, when it comes to like getting your stuff out there and like having people like see stuff you do or like maybe be interested in it or want to follow or like your stuff, like the whole kind of science behind that is like super super interesting. And you can just post and like not really care about it and like post like one time here and then like 3 weeks later post here and then like 2 weeks later post, and it's like, okay, you can do that, but if you're trying to like go for something when it comes to getting more followers, getting more engagement, having more people get their eyes on your stuff, and hopefully the hopes of being able to reap some rewards from it one day, you gotta like do extra shit, and like you gotta really like put some mental power into it because it's not just like super simple.
Right.
And it can be once you learn what it is, but like you gotta
Feed the
really
machine.
you got to feed the machine. I hate it, but it is what it is.
Stay consistent. Yeah, 'cause I mean, even then, at that point, it's not showing every one of your followers every post you make. So you have to keep making posts, even like multiple posts about the same thing,
Yep.
so that there's a higher chance that more people see it.
Because if one person didn't see this video, it doesn't mean they won't see the next one, and that goes for everything. Same thing
Right, and you
with
might reach a whole bunch of new people as well.
right, and depending on how you want to do that, man, there's just a lot of ways to do that, which I've been really fortunate to be around the people that I'm around, so I can hear more of the music side of it and the music side of trying to get more traction to your stuff, with the obvious intention to hopefully be able to garnish something from it. And being side by side with artists and like seeing how they do their stuff and people who are actually putting the effort into it has helped me a lot with my stuff as well. Being consistent is everything. And I can say all this, but I also deal with some social anxiety from it. I deal with some like just interesting feelings you probably like wouldn't expect. I'm sure most everybody who wants to post more on Instagram does. There's a lot of times I'll like have a post where I'm like, I don't know if I should make this because like I don't know if the people are gonna like respond to it well, or I don't know if anybody's gonna like it at the
Right.
end of the day. But
Or engage with it at all.
yeah, or engage with it at all. And like sometimes I really really like something I do, and then Instagram's like, nah, and then they'll only get like your post shown to like the smallest amount of people, I don't understand why they do that. I don't know what time points you got to hit exactly to get them to like give you more engagement, but once you figure out your rhythm, you just got to
Right,
figure it
it's
out, and
trial
you
and
just
error.
got to literally do trial and error.
Just get in the
Like,
swing of things, just stay in
yeah.
it.
That's kind of what I did a couple few months ago. I just started like posting and posting and posting and making multiple regular posts every week, and then trying to make reels as well. Because if you, for one, reels, like, they are one of the best ways on Instagram to get more followers and get more people engaging. Because they're more likely to show real videos to people than photos and posts like that.
Hmm.
And then on top of it, doing it consistently. And yeah, I kind of basically did like a study with my page and just kind of did a bunch of stuff. And some of it failed, some of it really went well. And as I did more and did it more often, it went a lot better. And Instagram will show your stuff a lot more. Like, it's interesting. And yeah, if you decide not to post for a week or two, and then you post on a day that's not in line with what you were kind of doing before, they're not gonna give it to anybody. I had a post I made last week, and I guess I just hit it wrong, and literally there are times where I can get 80 to 120 likes on some photos of somebody else that I do. And that's what I kind of try to go for. Anywhere from like 50 to 100 is okay sometimes, but um, man, it had been like 18 hours, and it had like 18 likes on it, and I was like, archive. Let's just try again next week. Let's just try to figure it out.
Right. I mean, I just keep my shit up, no matter how much
Yeah.
it's reaching people, I guess.
I think that's
But
just a part of my social anxiety, honestly. I'm just like, fuck, like, I can't,
'cause you see certain things,
I
like,
can't.
as an artist, like, certain things will do better, like, a lot of my personal stuff gets a ton of likes. Say when I post about, a podcast
Yes.
episode or a new song or
That
something,
just,
not a lot of likes.
it's so interesting how that
It's like,
works. Like,
y'all are way more interested in my personal life than my music.
right. Which is, you know, we gotta try to do the hard thing of finding that in between ground, which is something
Right.
I've been kind of trying to feel out for myself recently. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do moving forward when it comes to my content and my brand and what everything looks like and stuff. And like, um, there's something about when people figure out the best way to attach their personality to their body of work and make it one and make it presentable. If you can find that middle ground, I find it works very well for some people. And those are the people that, people follow on Instagram. You see for, the stuff you're trying to do. For instance, me, like, I follow a bunch of photographers and videographers and content creators and stuff because I always want to see what they're doing so I can, maybe gain some inspiration or something from it. And these people have done a very good job of mixing together what they're interested in the field that they're in, and then also their thoughts on it and their personality with it. They've figured it out. I have not completely figured it out for myself, um, and it's yeah, I'm trying to. It's not easy,
I hear you,
but
man.
I think that's something that would really help. Cause yeah, like I see, like a lot of people at the top, they figured out that middle ground.
Right.
Okay,
Just
but
meshes together.
yep.
I feel like I'm having that with my music, really, where, it's just becoming who I am. And it's like a reflection of who I am as a
Hmm.
person. So it's always, work in progress. But I really think that, there's a lot of things that are included with it too, like the podcast, not just the music, the podcast and selling bud at the dispensary I work at, or,
Hmm.
random things that just become a part of who you are. I think that was a crazy way to start off the podcast. I got really deep
Yeah.
onto like social media and stuff.
Just dove right into it.
But yeah, we're on episode 56 of the Endless
56.
Enjoyment Podcast. I'm your host, V Chenzo. I'm here with my buddy Hunter. How do you pronounce your last name, my brother?
Hunter Bogdanovic.
Bogdanovic.
Yes, Bogdanovic.
I was like doing so many different pronunciations in my head earlier. I was like, I'm just gonna ask you.
Yeah, a lot of people Bogdanovich. There's a lot of things, and neither of those are it. But I respect it when someone tries. But Yeah, it's a difficult one. I've definitely heard a lot of interesting ones throughout the years, but mine is up there with it. It's a part Bohemian and like Czechoslovakian and Slavic and whatnot. Um, yeah, super cool. Happy to be here,
Yeah,
man.
thanks for coming on
I'm
the
super
podcast,
happy to
dude.
be here. This is the first podcast I've actually been on.
Hell yeah, we
Um,
got another one, folks. I've had a
yeah,
lot of people come on the podcast for the first time on this very podcast, so I appreciate you taking the time
it's awesome,
to be a
man.
part of it.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. I usually just shoot them, so like
Right.
this is refreshing.
Yeah, so you're a photographer and videographer.
Right.
Something different for the podcast, y'all. With this podcast, I like to encourage all types of art, but most of the people that I am around are musicians. So
Mhm.
most of the interviews that I do are with musicians, but I have had like my buddy who's a graphic designer on, or my sister came on one time and she's just hanging, like and we're shooting the shit. Like I'm interested in having anybody
That's awesome.
around that's down for good conversations. It's always meant to, uplift each other and just give you a space for you can talk about what you got going on. And yeah, encourage all art. That's the main
Mm,
point.
mm.
Do your shit. Do your thing.
I can respect that. Well, we're here, man.
So we had met. I've been attending at least recently a few of the bad weather events,
Mm-hmm.
and you're affiliated with them in that collective. You're a part of it.
Right. Correct. Yeah, I've been a part of Bad Weather for 2 years now. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride, and I'm so very thankful for it. Yeah.
Yeah, how'd you get involved with that?
So basically, I in 2021 was going through such a hard time, and I was trying to do many different things with my life. Funny enough, I was trying to do life insurance and this stupid thing called Amway, and I was just locked in with a bunch of dumb stuff that, like that stuff right there, life insurance and stuff. It was just not me, and I failed at it very badly. I was broke for a whole year, and I was going through a big transitional period towards the end of this time at the end of 2021 where I was like, okay, I feel inside and I know that I do not want to be doing these things anymore. So I'm going to withdraw from them. And then I was like, okay, so where do I go next? And I I kind of felt like I need to figure out something I'm passionate about, And I decided to actually go through therapy at this time. It's the first time I had been in therapy, but I was super poor, so I told the guy, I was like, "Look, I got an online coupon to get therapy for a month at a discounted price. I can't afford the regular payments for it, so I'm gonna do 1 month, 4 sessions, and just try to get the most out of it I can." And he was like, "All right." So we did it, and through just some soul searching and everything, asking myself the question, what am I passionate about, enough times, camera work actually like came into my head, and at the time I didn't really know too much, because I've been taking photos for like 7 years now, 7-ish, years, and I was just kind of doing it passively for a while, just as a little hobby on the side, nothing crazy. And it just came into my head. I was like, I really like cameras. I really like camera work. Like photography is all I could think of. That's all I really knew, photography. So I was like, okay, well, I figured that out. So cool. What can enable me to be in a better position to do that more? And in my head, I was like, okay, let's just do a complete 180, and I'm gonna go get a service job, And my girlfriend at the time had moved to Nashville, and it's the end of 2021. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get a service job. I'm gonna go apply to some places on Broadway and some other places. Try to get a job being a barback if I can, and I'm gonna just do that part time, and try to do my other stuff in the other time. So I got a job at 12:30 Club, and that's on Broadway. And I started working there. and I was hanging out in Nashville a lot more, and a couple people that my girlfriend and her friend had met, these two dudes, Keegan and Victor. They, we hung out a couple times, and then one day Keegan texts me, and he's like, "Hey, Julie, your girlfriend told me that uh, you're a photographer. I didn't know that." He was like, "Would you be interested in coming to just like shoot some photos at a show that we normally do photos for?" And I was like, "Yeah, yes, I definitely would." And it's very interesting at this time because once I switched my brain into the path of like, I want to do camera stuff, and I started putting my, energy towards that, even just a little bit, like, this door opened. So I saw it as that, and I was like, okay, yeah, I will go do it. So it's a month later, so the day comes for it, and I pull up to the spot. It's super weird. I mean, I just didn't know what to expect. I'd never really been to any events, especially Nashville stuff. I'd never been into the music scene. Like, I love music, and music is like number one to me, like out of everything. But I'd never really been in a scene for it, and so I was kind of uncomfortable. I was sitting out in my truck, and I just remember thinking, like, I think I might go. Like, should I leave? Like, I'm not gonna know anybody here. I don't know anybody here except for Keegan and Victor, and I barely even know them. I was like, I don't know if I should do this. And I was like, you know what? Let me stay. Let me just see what happens. So I stayed and ended up linking up with Victor and Keegan very shortly after that. And this was at Crown on Ninth. You ever been to Crown on Ninth? A venue?
I think I might have once.
Okay. It's where Bad Weather used to have a lot of their shows.
It's got like a smaller spot.
Smaller spots behind a Kroger.
It's behind a Kroger.
It's behind a Kroger
The
in,
name sounds familiar. I think I've been there.
yeah.
It's kind of like just like a house type deal, right?
It's a small building. It's a small brick building, and you go in, and it's a pretty big space inside, or pretty big enough space. But yeah, anyways, so it's at Crown on Ninth, which if anybody's been to our shows, you know what Crown on Ninth is, especially back in the day. Um, and that is the night that I met EJ. I met a guy who was on the team named Leland. I met a few other people, a couple other people that were on the team at the time. I met a guy named Matthew Bellamy, which, funny enough, is actually my roommate now. And I met some other people, but so that was the first Bad Weather show I had been to ever. Turned out that they were actually doing photos for EJ, and I took photos and did my thing, whatever. And I kind of fell in with some other people who were around at the time. Not gonna mention who, but fell in with some other people for a little bit. That went south, and then I see EJ a month later at another show. So I do some video at the show of his set, and I got hit up by Victor one day, a week or two after that. He was like, "Hey, do you want to come pull up to the basketball court? I'm with EJ and a bunch of people. We're shooting hoops, whatever." I was like, "Sure." So I pull up in my work outfit, looking super goofy. But I whenever the game's over and stuff, EJ's over here, and I told him, I was like, "Yo, bro, I got a video from your set, and let me show it to you real quick." He was like, "Bet." He sees it. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna need this." And I was like, "Okay, cool." Send it to him, whatever. He never used it, which EJ, some bitch. But um, still, though, started kind of making that connection a little bit. A few months go by. I go to the shows. I get invited to a meeting or two. And then I'm doing photos for them for 3-4 months, I'd say. And then we're at a show one day. I think it was maybe EJ's birthday actually. I'm not sure, but he asked me outside. He was like, "So I'm putting together a media team for bad weather, and you've been doing some photos here and there for us, and blah blah blah." He was like, "I would, you know, I'd be interested if in you wanting to join it." He was like, "There's a spot for you if you want it," and I was like, "Yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna do that." And Keegan was there too, and he was like, "Keegan, you can have a." He was like, "Keegan, there's a spot for you as well," because Keegan was doing some great work at the time. But Keegan was like, "Yeah, but you know how it is." And Keegan's super off the grid, so I understand Keegan. But yeah, he's doing his own thing at the moment. But yeah, so that is when I joined the media team.
This is
And
2021 still.
no,
Or?
so this is 2022. So I met them in January, and that first show was in January of 2022. January like 24th or 25th or something like that. So that's
A little
how
over 2 years ago.
little beginning period started. Yeah, and it's been a very crazy ride since then. Yeah.
So you've been specializing in like the concert photography mostly, or working with artists especially.
So I started off, with them just taking or taking photos at shows. And this is when I also started dipping into videography. Whenever I kind of came out here, I started like dipping into video as well. So, starting to practice and try to do that as well. But I was doing mostly the show stuff. And then as time goes on, um, I end up starting to do stuff with them on the side. Taking photos when we're hanging out and stuff, but also like eventually, I don't even know when it started, but eventually we started like doing content and stuff. And I started getting better with video, so I started like shooting EJ's like content and stuff for his page. Some of his performance videos and some other like announcements and other stuff we did. But um, yeah, it started off as the show stuff, and then it slowly started leaning into everything else, which Nashville is such a beautiful place for the fact that so many people are in the city that do these kinds of things. So naturally, as I was going to more shows, doing more things, meeting more people, more opportunities come. I get an opportunity to shoot this baby shower, do photos for this baby shower, do photos for this person's birthday, and then, this person needs a short performance video. Cool. This person wants to do a music video. Okay. Now I'm doing a music video. You know, things just start like progressing and stuff.
You're
But
editing all that yourself too,
oh yeah.
taking.
And yeah, so now at this point, like I I shoot everything direct, light, and I've with help from other people sometimes as well. But most of the time at this point right now, it's just me shooting, directing, and editing all the videos that I do. Um, and that goes for like all the music videos as well. There's a couple that I've shot that other people edited, but most of the stuff I'm doing is me editing as well,
Hell yeah.
which I've came so far with. It was an uphill battle for sure. Editing is a whole other thing. Like
Right.
if you think making a music video is just shooting that thing and slapping it together, it's not, unless you want it to suck. But yeah, so just kind of started progressing as I started being around more and meeting more people. The types of things I was doing, and all the different lanes I was kind of finding myself in. So yeah.
What's your favorite part about it all? Like, do you prefer the photography over the videography, or do you enjoy it all? Or is there something specific that you really enjoy?
Something specific I really, really enjoy is the simple act of making somebody feel something. I think if you can make somebody feel what you were intending on them feeling or make them feel really anything, you've done your job. So I see it all very similarly because like I love taking photos and I love when I'm able to capture and create something that's like super breathtaking. But also with videos, like that video is like a whole other beast. Like it's a lot harder, really. It's a lot harder to do video, especially when you're trying to like edit whole videos together and like make it cohesive, and not only just make it cohesive and put it together, but make somebody like it and have them like feel something from it. I think making someone feel something from it is my favorite part about it, and that's I feel like probably for most people is the goal, especially maybe with your music or
Right.
other things like that.
Get them to feel anything, even if it's like a positive or negative reaction. If they have
Yeah.
something to say about it,
Even if they hate you for it,
right? I mean,
that's a good reaction.
we're always quoting Rick Rubin on this podcast, but I was listening to one earlier today too, and he's like, the best stuff, best art or whatever, rises people in either direction. Like, and if it's not, it's probably doesn't have enough substance to it.
Yes, that's so true. Because like it's just like if you put together a song and then you've only got all the raw stuff on there, all the raw vocals, and you haven't done the mix and you haven't done the vocal mix, and it's like when you just slap everything together in there, you can kind of hear it in your song that it's like, okay, this is all here, all the bass is here, but there's no substance yet. And then you get into the real shit, you know. That's where you like start adding the substance. Yeah, that substance, that's what matters for sure. I love Rick Rubin. Yeah.
It's a legend.
He's a legend. I just got his book the other day, The Creative Act.
I've heard it's good. I gotta read it as well. One of my
Yeah.
buddies on the last pod, shout out TC. Go check out that last episode.
Shout out TC.
Yeah, TC man. But he was talking about how he had read that book and what he had learned from it, or some weird quote in the Rick Rubin in there, of course.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Happens a lot.
I'm trying to learn more. I just got back into reading, like reading books. And
Since it's like a very supportive podcast, though, it's like we always come across like all the cliches. Like we like,
yeah.
it's always like they're bound to come up. They're the most real shit, I think.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, fuck. I literally have not been reading books for so long. I feel so stupid.
Right, dude, I'm the same way.
It's bad, 'cause
Like it's hard to just focus and like visualize that shit. I'm a very visual person. I love movies,
Same. I'm the same way. I mean, that's why I love doing visuals so much. But I think part of the problem was for so long I was just telling myself that I couldn't. I just felt, I was telling myself what you just told yourself. Like I don't think I can sit there and just like read this and like be able to keep my attention on it, because I'm very ADHD. Like I'm like bing 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 bing. If someone's talking for too long, sometimes I start spacing out. Like if I'm reading a book, I have to reread paragraphs.
It's like you're like, what just happened?
I will read something.
Especially if it's like for something though, you like have to read it. Like,
I mean, especially like
what the fuck did I just read?
I've been learning, so I thought I couldn't for so long. I was like, I went through, the end of middle school, all the way through high school, up until this point now. I'm 22, and I was always telling myself like, no, I don't think I'd be able to like sit down and read a book. And recently, I was given a book by somebody, by a Big Trip.
Big Trip, yeah.
I was hanging with Big Trip, and we were talking at his house, and shout out Big Trip. He gave me this book to read. It's called Zen: The Art of Happiness. And yeah, that book has got me back into reading. It was very simple. It's a small book, but like I've been just kind of finding myself through it as well, because especially with what it's talking about, but also yeah, I do have to read a paragraph, and then sometimes I'll read that paragraph 5 times and have to read it again. But mostly whenever I'm like, I know it's here in this paragraph. There's something here I need to like reread and like really try to fucking understand
it more than just read it. Right?
Yes, because I can read something all day and might not like actually understand what the fuck is going on. I've literally found myself and like read a whole page. And then, like, damn, I didn't even really read that. Like, it's bad. It's so bad.
What was I thinking about? Yeah, you're just off low-key thinking about something
else. And I'll be reading about something, and then I started thinking about some other shit, but I'm, like, still reading. And, oh, my God, it's the worst. But, it matters to keep fucking going because I can fucking read. I can read really well, actually. I just told myself I couldn't sit down and do it until I just actually did it, you know?
And I think it's more finding things that you know you're interested in learning
That as
about,
well.
or
I think I probably I probably like spaced away from it mentally for years because in high school they're like, "Oh, we need you to read this thing." And it's like something you don't give two fucks about, especially as a teenager. And like yeah,
right,
school is my biggest enemy because I mean, I don't fuck with the public school system or how they teach kids or the curriculum or anything. I don't agree with any of that stuff. And so that was always my biggest enemy, and I was just like, "Ah." So I think that's probably why I had an aversion to reading for so long.
I hear you, man. I'm same boat.
I'm happy to like actually come back to it because I know how much
Have you read
it's gonna
anything
help me.
else, or is there anything else you want to read?
Yeah, so I'm about to finish the book that Trip gave me, and I was in this record store a year ago. It's in front of Anaconda Vintage, Nashville, in East, and I saw the book there a year ago, The Creative Act by Rick Rubin, and I was like, damn, if I was reading books, I'll read that book. And that was a year ago. So since I've been reading this Zen book, the other day I went and picked up the Creative Act to read after I finish this one. So that's what my mind is on next. That's what I'm gonna read next personally, and probably just kind of like things in the area. I don't know what the book is after that, but I would love to get a list together.
Right.
But yeah, that's kind of what I'm on next. Because I think it's really important right now, especially in these times in my life, to try to learn more about myself and really dig deeper at what's going on instead of just pushing it away.
Right,
So
you gotta face that shit.
yes, which I think everybody should do.
Right, it's not comfortable all the time, but
No, it is not. It is usually not comfortable, and
you gotta push those boundaries.
you just have to. You have to push those boundaries. That goes with everything.
Hey, man, I'm the same boat. I had the same mindset, for the last few years, I guess, just slowly, like, I love podcasts too, as well, like, hearing from people that, I look up to, or hearing about their experiences, or even people I don't know much about, and learning about, how they became successful or anything, whether it's, it doesn't have to be, like, financial means of success. It could just be a spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
success, just, like, feeling good about yourself,
Right.
It takes a long time to get there, because,
That stuff matters
especially
so
artists,
much.
like I feel
Yes.
we're all pretty emotional.
Yep. I had to realize, like, and come to the full realization that I'm a creative, you know, and
That's the type of person you are.
yeah, and that's the type of person I am, which is so much more than just that word, you know. There's so much that goes into that, and I didn't ever know that. I mean, if you would have saw me 2020, I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do. I had no clue. In 2020, I was like,
Especially
well,
pandemic vibes.
yeah, I was like, I enjoy playing video games and watching movies and, tripping and, stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. So that's what, yeah.
Can I get paid to do that?
Yeah, at the time, I just had no fucking
Shit, all I
clue,
probably had to
man.
do is stream it, dude. Fucking.
Yeah, I had no clue, and I didn't know I was a creative. I told people I was like, yeah, I'm a creative person, but like, I don't do anything creative, which was stupid. I should have been.
So you realize it. That's good though. That you sought out the therapy as well, because it can be
Yeah,
beneficial for everyone. I think even just a little bit. Like, did you stop after those 4 sessions?
I did. I did.
But you got like the most you could out of it.
I got so much out of it. I also mainly did it because, um, one, because of my transition, like just the transition I was like going through at the time, but also I was going through some mental stuff, um, because of some other like thing that happened. I won't mention due to the person's discretion, but someone close to me was hurt really badly, and it really, 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 really affected my mental. So I was going there to speak and try to figure out what I was going through at the time, but also to deal with all these thoughts I had and whatnot. And some people have an aversion to therapy, and I might have even had an aversion to it at one point.
I
But
did for sure.
yeah, right.
When I was in high school,
I
parents telling me I should try therapy, I was like, "Fuck
fuck you. I don't want to do that shit. What the fuck?
How about you do it? Fucking
You do therapy. Yeah, see how you like it. No, I probably had an aversion to it as well, but I was in this space where I was like, man, like I have all these thoughts in my head and they're not good ones. And I don't feel like I can tell anybody around me cuz I don't for one don't want them to look at me differently, but for two, I don't know if it's going to garnish what I'm looking for or what I'm trying to figure out with myself, but yeah, so having a person that you can just tell exactly what you're thinking with an unbiased view that you don't know, all these things. Having a person you can just like talk to and tell all these crazy ass thoughts really, really helped me. Because I think what matters most is just getting that stuff out of you. The reason stuff hurts people a lot of times is because they keep it in, and whether that be their own choice or not. But yeah, it was good to get it out and just get it out of me, and that helped me so much. And since then I'm like, yeah, go therapy. Most people, especially in teenagers, kids, any of that, like most people I know who went through therapy as a kid or a teenager obviously hated it because as a kid you don't want to fucking do that shit. As a teenager, you definitely don't want to do that shit. I'm not sitting here talking to you about this shit. I don't even know how to talk to myself. Like, I get it.
plenty of other things that you'd rather be doing.
Plenty other things. I'd rather do fucking anything else as a teenager than go to therapy. So I totally get that. But, coming to a place, if you can come to a place in your life where you're like, I'm okay with the fact that I need a little extra help right now, then you'll be ready to do it, and you might gain a lot from it.
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
I got to do a few sessions in college because it was free. I mean, not that it was free. I'm paying, for
Right.
college all that day,
Ah.
But it was very useful to have that in person. And then several years later, this was like right after I'd graduated college, I tried the online therapy, and I was like, I wasn't liking that as much. Like I need the in-person interaction.
Yeah.
To actually really. I mean, it was still helpful online, but still, it's just not the same. Like I want someone that I can actually get to know as a person, or they can actually get to know me as I'm not really getting to know my therapist, but they're getting to know me in person and just actually sit there. Like if I could, I would go back to therapy, for sure. But
yeah.
I'm confident in my abilities to move forward right now with what I know. So I just be like,
and that's okay.
That's very okay. In the past, like I said, I was really against it, but now I think it doesn't hurt at anybody. It's it's only gonna help you, even if things are going really well, to have someone to tell those things about. That's unbiased as well. Like, it doesn't have to be someone like one of your best friends that you've got good news, things are going well, and and everything's always not good or bad. It could be a mix of a lot of things that you're dealing with.
Right. And nobody else is you're gonna have people give it to you real, especially if you have good people around you. Which I had a lot of good people around me at the time, but there's nobody else that's gonna be able to just see it for plain out what it is. Everybody's got biases. Everybody's got an opinion. Right. Even
and
if
they
can't
use their
help
professional tools to help you with it.
Yeah, and they'll do the whole thing, man. And it's really and it's funny, talking about therapy because all it really is a tool. It's a tool for you to figure more out about yourself.
Optimize it, just
you give them information, they analyze, and they're like, okay, have you thought about it like this? Or ask you and they ask you a question that you've never heard or no one's ever asked you, and you're like, that's interesting. That's what it's really for. It's a tool for you, It's not going to save you if you don't want to save yourself. So, yeah.
It also, like you were saying, helps to just like speak those things from whatever the past and like just let go of them.
Yep.
And
Get rid of them, let go, because all that dead weight on your shoulders is just it's just dead weight, really. You know, go work through your things, people. Healing.
so you don't have to do it later.
Yes.
So you'll be better prepared.
So you don't have to deal with it later, and so that other people
Don't have to
don't
deal
have
with your
to deal with it
bullshit.
ever.
Right.
Ever. I think that's so important. I think that's so important
True.
because everybody's had something.
Things can be avoided.
Yeah. And yeah, so much hurt and pain can just be like, stopped or lessened if we all try to take the time to heal ourselves. Because everybody's going through shit,
Just think twice. Just like
Everybody's gone through shit.
talk to somebody about it because your friends may not know what to do. Your friends may know what a problem is. They might not know how to deal with it.
Hey, there's also people that'll make you think differently about it in a way that's not good.
Right.
You might tell a friend and they might be like, "Oh, you should do this," and then you go do something and you fuck your whole life up, or whatever it
Jump
may
off
be.
a bridge.
Yeah, I think you should just jump, man.
Okay. Yeah, do it with me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, definitely advocate for that stuff.
Of course, yeah. Mental health super important.
Yeah.
Because without it, man, if you're not enjoying yourself out here, what are you doing? You got to figure out a way where you can enjoy this existence. Because we're here.
Been trying to do that a lot more lately. Learning a lot from this Zen book. It's been really, really, really awesome over the past month or so. I don't know. I've definitely had a few things in there where I was like, wow, that definitely does help to kind of hear. And I just been changing the way I see things and the looks on expectations about things and just trying to really fully understand and feel like everything that is happening to me is the best possible thing that could happen. That's literally a quote directly from it.
Right.
And yeah, I never thought about things that way. Most people probably won't, but everything
that for a reason, right?
Yeah, kind of everything happens for a reason, but everything that happens, everything that has happened to you, is the best possible thing that could have happened to you, because that's what happened.
Right. And it
it's
happening for the greater good of everything else. Once you get to a place where you are really happy, you'll be like, whoa. Everything had to play out like this to be here, so you're thankful for it all.
And that doesn't go to discredit any terrible time that someone's going through or any terrible thing that's happened in the world or people's lives, but just having that viewpoint at the beginning of your day and through the issues that you find or the issues that you go through, that everything that is happening right now is exactly as it should be. If you can just approach things more often with that, you'll be so much happier at the end of the day. I found myself being able to de-escalate myself a lot better recently because I get upset, I get annoyed, I get angry sometimes, and
right.
Even if it's just me in fucking traffic.
Right, dude, I'm worse. The traffic, dude, I hate that shit. Just the drivers down here are just so fucking god awful. I've been door dashing the last week or so, just picking up some extra bread, and dude, the shit that you see on the road, dude, these people are just so fucking stupid. It's unbelievable.
God, dude.
It's just dude.
I was doing DoorDash for a while as well, especially when I first came out here, and I was doing DoorDash every day, or Uber Eats or Grubhub. And fucking drivers out here suck, dude. But I don't even want to get into
the potholes too, dude.
And the potholes. Nashville, you're gonna have to pay because what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Come on, fill in these holes.
Everywhere you go. How do they even happen, dude? How do they even occur?
I'm gonna sue you, Nashville. My suspension can't take it anymore. I've got an older truck. It can't do it. It's your fault, okay?
God damn you.
Fix your shit. But anyways, those potholes wouldn't be here if they didn't need to be here. You know what I mean? Everything is happening.
Every pothole
exactly
you hit, you were meant to hit. right?
Fuck.
It's true that you're always like in the metaphor of life. You know, you're always gonna have times where you're not happy or you're fluctuating and you make mistakes. Like it's just bound to happen. Things aren't always going to be perfect.
Yeah, and it's okay to be feeling wrong or down or bad, you know. Which I mean, fuck. Recently, I've been definitely been going through my waves of creative transitions and whatnot, and just trying to figure out what it is I'm doing and what I should be doing and what I want to be doing. Um, I I get low. I've been getting low recently, but it's okay because that's just a part of the process. I've been feeling like lost sometimes recently, and there's this one quote that like I've seen a bunch of times, but it came up one time again for the thousandth time, and it really made more sense to me. Um, if you're feeling lost, it's just because you are currently in between the person you were and the person that you're going to be. And like sometimes in the middle
Right.
of that, it can just feel like directionless, or it can feel like you're lost.
Or just you're like
Right.
repeating the same old shit.
Yeah.
Like you're
But
starting to do new shit, but then you're falling back into old habits.
yeah, and it's really just because I'm in that in between state. Because I have a pretty solid idea of who I want to be, and I'm very aware of who I was. It's just trying to separate the two, find the good and the bad in both, and find the best mixture of that. And actually stick to it, because you can know all day, but actually acting to it, oh my God,
Right. Yeah.
it's the hardest
Taking
thing
action is
ever.
another thing.
Oh my Lord, it's so hard.
Oh man, I'm loving this conversation, dude. That we're having.
These are the
Feel like-
conversations I like having. This is the stuff that matters, honestly.
Yeah, right. This is the deep shit we get to on the Endless Enjoyment podcast.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's always just safe space. We can always uplift each other, but also that doesn't mean like we're gonna gloss over the things that we deal with, and we can get into it. And I appreciate you sharing your
Yes.
story.
Of course, dude.
It helps me get to know you. I mean, we've really only like seen each other in like small interactions, like
Yep.
here and there at a few shows. But
Yeah.
like I've always got good vibes from you, so I was like, I want to get to know Hunter more. Let's get him on the pod.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. The first time anyone ever asked me to be on one, and I was like, yeah, I would love to go just talk for a little while.
Right. Hell yeah, man. I mean, I like to get other, types of creatives on here. Like that's the type of person you are.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always have to be musicians. You're involved with the music scene down here. But
Yeah. And I'm just so thankful for everything that has happened and the position I do get to be in now. Even opportunities like this, I just feel very fortunate with everything that has happened to lead up to this point, just in general, because I know very, very big things are on the way.
yes, sir.
Very, very big things are on the way, but not but that's it. That's awesome. Very big things are on the way.
Hell yeah.
I'm very, very excited.
So what are your goals looking like for the rest of this year? What do you want to accomplish? 2024.
That's a great question. I really am trying to get into my cinematography bag, as some would say. I
Like writing more and like doing the whole process, like directing, filming, editing, that your own like story or something.
Yes. I'm trying to like take it to the next level with myself. I have so many like examples and like people that I've seen do what I want to be doing, or at the quality that I would like my things to be at, and I'm just trying to take in all I can. And then this year is really important for me. I want to actually start like really putting those in action. This year I really want to start making treatments for things, for videos. I want to start making treatments before I do a video. I want my videos to have a purpose, even if I'm doing a music video with people. I mean, when I'm doing music videos with people, I want them to have a purpose. I want someone to feel like they didn't just, depending on what it is, they didn't just watch some regular rap video or, some regular music video with basic colors and just basic everything. I don't want it to be that. I want it to be interesting. I want it to be vibrant. I want it to be sometimes even overwhelming, the feeling that you get, but I want it to be that very specific feeling that the thing is going for. And that requires extra care, and I've kind of just gotten into it. And like personally, I didn't go to school for anything. I didn't go to school for anything. I literally like have taught myself everything off of YouTube. YouTube University, shout out. Um,
Especially now, though, college is not necessary.
right.
You can teach yourself to do
Yeah.
it.
Hey, shout out to all the people that are in college though, because I have multiple, the other people on the Badweather Media team, Mari, Malin, and Lanthy. They're all in school. Lanthy's in school for film, and the other two are in school for commercial photography. Shout out to them because I believe in them, and I know that's gonna help them so much. Sometimes I'm even jealous of the opportunities that you get through stuff like that and things you get to learn because I miss things, whenever you don't have a manual to this. So,
And just opens other doors too to meet, other
yeah,
people that are doing the same thing as you are,
100%.
right?
That's all. College gives you all the types of connections you need usually. So shout out to all the people in school, but I am not in school, and I just have to learn just on a whim, just based off of my own ambition. So, um, I am trying to take it all more seriously and just keep leveling up the production quality of these things because to me you know my plans don't involve just me shooting music videos or videos forever or just taking simple photos forever. Like, you know I really want to have a team. I want to have my own studio. I want to, and I plan on doing these things. Everything's already like in the works. It's just I'm trying to get together all my skills and get better at everything so that as these things are coming, I'm going to be ready for each of them. So this year and every year, really, it's going to be focusing on just getting better. Always trying to get better. But yeah, this year I want to do treatments. I want to get better with lighting and storytelling. I think those are like the three things that are probably maybe not treatments exactly, but just prep in general. But prep, lighting, and storytelling, which will go along with directing everything. Those are the things I'm trying to get better at, along with learning myself more. So yeah, what about you? What are you trying to do
For
this
this
year?
year, oh man. I always ask this question to others, So I've been talking about myself a lot on the pod recently, but hey, it's my podcast.
Okay.
But just gonna be, putting out more music, handling the business side of music, and I know I'm just open merch store online, so like
I
starting
saw
to
some of that. Yeah,
sell the
I like your
merch.
designs.
Appreciate it, man. And perform more than ever. That's really just get myself out there,
Yeah.
meet more cool people like you, and
Yeah.
start working with them. Tap in, work, collaborate,
Tap in.
and fucking just show love to other people and do more podcast episodes. And
Yes, sir.
just keep it rolling into next year. We'll be doing the same thing on a bigger scale and
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
hitting the road.
Hit the road.
Jack, come on.
Trying to go. I am with that, man. Yeah, I'm hoping to possibly go on tour this year if I can with an artist or anything. That would be really, really awesome. Really interested in what that life's like. And I've got some people I'm really close with that are getting some very, very good opportunities, label and distribution wise. So hopefully going to be traveling more this year. Last year, we traveled so much. Went to Atlanta like 3 or 4 times for shows, and then went to LA, went to Florida, like all types of places for all these things, and trying to do it more this year.
Yeah.
I want to go to New York City this year. I've never been,
Right.
but I want to go visit New York City and go see what it's like out there, just with creatives and just how things are, man. Because it feels like there's probably so much life there that I have never seen before. So
Definitely check it out.
yeah, that's something I want to try. But that's awesome, man. I'm super happy to hear about that. hopefully we can both come together in our our efforts,
I think we can.
and
I know we can. Man.
hopefully we can get better.
Oh, we already are. That's the thing.
better.
I know, like, the progress is evident.
It's not
You
hopefully.
know,
We are getting better.
I started rapping 6 years ago. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, you got
it's
some
night and
years in it
day
now.
from fucking when I started till now. Like, that confidence is there, and that confidence makes a huge difference just sonically as well.
Yeah.
Like, how you sound on a record when you're confident is a whole different.
Yeah.
It's just more full and emotional, and
Mm-hmm.
just like the people can feel it. You know, you can cause people to feel something more when you really fucking
When you
believe
fucking feel it, when you believe it, man. I can't tell you how many times I've seen artists go on stage and like it's very obvious that they don't feel what they're doing, and you'll see even harder from the audience, and it's the most painful thing ever. Like someone, if you're not feeling your music, or if you're not believing in yourself, or at least showing people that you truly believe in yourself, they have even less reason to fuck with
Right.
you. You know.
You gotta inspire them too. So
gotta
you know,
inspire them.
you gotta believe in yourself too. You
Yeah.
can do whatever it is you want to do.
Yep.
We're out here.
I can literally
Every time
say
I
that
see you,
forever.
you're in the zone, dude. Like, I just can say, "What's up?" You know, and you're fucking out there
Yeah, dude.
in your element.
Whenever I'm at the shows, I got a camera in my hand. I'm just like thinking about the next shot. If I'll have conversations and stuff with people, obviously, hang out. But I'm thinking about the next shot. I'm waiting for the next thing to happen for me to be okay. I need to go get that. Like locked in, man. Locked in. I like that zone.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
gotta chill some more outside of the shows.
Yeah, for sure, dude. For sure. I see so many people at the shows, and usually it's just at the shows or the events. So, change of pace would be
Right.
nice. But
I don't really like going out too often, honestly. Like, I pop out to these events, you know, because I want to support
yeah.
and, you know, network, especially within like the hip hop scene in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, like the other night, I wasn't even expecting to stay the whole time, and I ended up staying the whole time, and I'm glad I did because the last artist was fucking fire.
Really?
And
Really?
I've been talking with him. We got some shit in the works. Too, so.
Nice. That's what's up, dude.
Yeah.
That's what's up. What's his name?
Topside.
Topside?
Yeah,
Okay,
he'll
cool.
actually be the next guest on the podcast.
Hey, that's what we're talking about. Shout out Topside. Episode 57.
Yes, sir. But right now, we got Hunter Bogdanovic
Hunter Bogdanovic?
on episode 56 of
Episode
the podcast.
56. I know y'all saw
Keep
that
it.
fucking fist bump.
Oh.
Boosh.
56 episodes, y'all. We in 2024.
56
We got big
episodes.
things coming. Keeping the vibes high. We moving and grooving. We keep moving forward. Anything else you want to say or promote before we end the episode?
Man, everybody, keep your head up, man, and keep working because all these things that we're doing, especially here in Nashville, it will be worth it one day. Nashville is literally just at the bottom of its incline, and I'm so
It's
excited.
gonna be blowing up in the next several years. It's just
So
the whole
ex-
city.
So
like,
excited. So excited to see what things will look like in 5 years. I don't know if I'll still be here in 5 years, but I'll still be around in 5 years.
Are you from
for
here?
sure. I'm from Clarksville, actually. But yeah, no, I'm just so excited to see how things are going to go in Nashville. I'm so happy that we all get to be a part of the underground as things are coming up, especially in the hip hop and rap
Right.
community in Nashville. You know, it's very overlooked. So happy to be a part of it.
We're gonna be making it big.
Gonna be making it big. New video out with Malico Sly, coming out very, very soon. I'm very excited about that. But otherwise, yeah, keep checking stuff out.
Stay tuned. You got
Thank
a
you.
website too as well, right?
I do. It's called hcbprod.art. Yeah, go check it out if you want to see any of the things and the stuff. Just updated it recently.
And the Instagram.
And the Instagram, hcbwyd. That's me.
Follow you, boy.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Hell
being
yeah.
here, man.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you, dude.
This is episode 56, the Endless Enjoyment Podcast. I'm V Chenzo. I'm here with Hunter Bogdanovic, my guy.
Woo, 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 woo.
Pleasure talking with you.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
the great conversation, y'all. Enjoy. Thank you. Enjoy.
Awesome, man.